Under the scorching sun of the African savannah, where the golden grass stretches endlessly and the wind carries whispers of ancient survival, a heartbeat emerges, tiny, fragile, yet destined for greatness. This is the beginning of a lion's journey, a journey of power, courage, and survival. But what if I told you that the life of a lion is far more complex, far more secretive than most people ever realize? That behind the majestic roar, the golden mane, and the so-called king of the jungle title lies a world of struggle, strategy, and harsh reality that even the bravest may not survive. Lions are not just hunters. They are social creatures, strategists, and protectors. Every movement, every glance, and every decision carries a lesson, from the newborn cub trembling in the tall grass, unaware of the dangers around him, to the older male asserting dominance over the pride. Few survive, and fewer truly understand the code of the lion. In this documentary, we will take you behind the scenes, revealing moments no ordinary human gets to witness, the secret games of cubs that train them for life, the silent hunts under the cover of night, the fierce battles that determine who lives and who dies, and the unseen bonds that hold a pride together. And as we journey through their world, you will discover more than just facts. You will witness lessons about strength, patience, resilience, and responsibility. Lessons that reflect the wisdom of the Creator, Allah, designing every living being. Join us as we uncover the secret life of lions, what you never knew. In the heart of the African savannah, where the golden grass sways endlessly under the scorching sun, life begins quietly, almost imperceptibly. Beneath the tall, dense grasses, a lioness has found a secluded spot, far away from the eyes of predators and rival males. Here, she prepares to bring new life into a world that is as unforgiving as it is magnificent. For her, this is not merely childbirth. It is the beginning of a struggle that will define her cub's destiny. A lioness typically gives birth to 2 to 4 cubs, each weighing barely 2 kilograms. At birth, these tiny creatures are blind and defenseless, trembling in the warmth of their mother's body. Their eyes are sealed shut, and their legs quiver uncontrollably. They cannot walk, cannot see, and cannot protect themselves. Their world is reduced to warmth, smell, and the rhythmic sound of their mother's heartbeat. For these first few days, survival is fragile, dependent entirely on the vigilance of their mother. Predators lurk nearby: hyenas with sharp jaws, leopards that move like shadows, and even male lions who see cubs as rivals. To survive, the lioness hides her young in thick undergrowth, often moving them every few days to avoid detection. For the first week, she rarely leaves their side, enduring hunger and exhaustion. Every lick she gives them is not just care, it is a vow of protection, a promise that life will continue against the odds. In these small, tender gestures lies the profound strength of nature. Love and survival are inseparable. By the 10th day, the cub's eyes slowly begin to open. The world emerges in blurred shapes and light, every sound a new mystery. The rustle of leaves, the distant roar of another male, the sudden shadow of a passing bird, these are all lessons in observation and instinct. The cubs begin crawling, often tumbling over one another, learning coordination through play. Their soft, almost inaudible roars are exercises in breathing, muscle control, and communication. Every stumble, every squeak, is a rehearsal for survival in the harsh African wilderness. As weeks pass, the cubs grow stronger and more curious. Some are bold, venturing farther from their mother, pouncing on her tail or the legs of siblings. Others remain cautious, studying the environment carefully. Among them, there are often natural leaders, cubs who watch more than they play, whose instincts seem sharper, whose patience reveals early signs of intelligence and strategy. These traits will later determine not just survival, but dominance. Around 6 weeks old, the mother decides it is safe to bring her cubs back to the pride. This is a crucial moment. Pride dynamics are delicate. If a new dominant male rules the pride, he may see the cubs as threats and kill them, a brutal act necessary in the laws of nature to assert dominance and preserve his lineage. Fortunately, in this case, the pride recognizes the scent of their mother and accepts the cubs. Here, survival is intertwined with social acceptance. In a pride, mother lions cooperate, sharing the responsibility of feeding, grooming, and protecting all cubs. This collective upbringing ensures that the next generation is prepared for life, not just individually, but as part of a social unit. Play becomes more than fun. It is essential training. The cubs stalk each other, practice pouncing, and test their strength against siblings. Each playful interaction hones their reflexes, builds muscle, and develops tactical thinking. Even in play, survival lessons are present: stealth, timing, patience, and resilience. Nature has designed these exercises with precision. The games are not random. They are rehearsals for the battles and hunts to come. By 3 months old, the cubs' coordination and awareness improve dramatically. They begin observing hunting from a safe distance, watching the lionesses move with silent grace and teamwork. One circles the herd to the left, another to the right. The youngest females push the prey forward, while the older lionesses execute the final attack. The cubs absorb these lessons with keen attention. Each movement, each pause, each calculated pounce teaches them the intricacies of survival. Even before their first hunt, they understand strategy, teamwork, and precision, skills that humans often overlook in the animal world. During this time, communication within the pride becomes evident. The cubs learn to recognize different vocalizations: the warning growl, the playful squeak, the urgent roar of danger. They also learn the power of scent, the smell of a predator, the scent of their mother, and the identification of rival males. These lessons are etched into their instincts, guiding their every move. Every sensory experience at this stage is not just a part of childhood, it is an education in life itself. By 6 months, the cubs are ready to explore more boldly. Their curiosity is insatiable, but it is tempered by the presence of adults who oversee their learning. They experiment with hunting techniques using insects, birds, or small mammals, imitating what they have seen. Each failed attempt teaches patience and resilience. Every misstep is corrected by observation, and slowly, a foundation of confidence and skill develops. The early months of a lion's life are a mixture of vulnerability and preparation. While they appear playful and innocent, every action, every lesson is critical for their survival. Those who adapt and learn survive. Those who fail become part of the savannah's circle of life. Even in these early stages, the lessons for humans are profound. We see the importance of guidance, patience, observation, and cooperation. We witness the value of protecting and nurturing the next generation while understanding the harsh realities of life. And just as the lion's life is intricately designed by Allah, every creature on earth serves a purpose, teaching us humility, reflection, and the importance of learning from the world around us. In Chapter 1, we witness the beginning of life, fragile yet full of potential, dangerous yet guided by instinct and care. This is the story of a cub's first weeks, laying the foundation for courage, strength, and wisdom that will define its journey through the wilderness. As the days turn into weeks, and weeks into months, the lion cubs grow stronger, more agile, and more aware of the world around them. Their small, trembling legs now carry them with confidence, and their once weak roars begin to resonate faintly, signaling the beginning of their presence within the pride. Each day brings new experiences, each interaction a lesson in survival. By the time they reach 3 to 4 months of age, the cubs are no longer solely dependent on their mother. They interact with the rest of the pride, observing the complex social hierarchy that governs every lion's life. The pride is an intricate system dominated by 1 or 2 adult males, supported by a coalition of females, all working together for survival. Here, the young cubs witness firsthand the roles each member plays. The females are hunters, strategists, and protectors. The males are guardians, defenders of territory, and symbols of dominance. For a young lion, observation is as crucial as play. From the safety of tall grasses, the cubs watch hunting expeditions. They learn the art of patience, how lionesses move silently, calculating every step, communicating through subtle gestures and vocalizations, surrounding their prey with precision. One lioness may circle left, another right, while the rest position themselves strategically, anticipating the movements of the herd. The cubs absorb every detail, even if they cannot yet participate. The savannah teaches them that survival depends not just on strength, but on intelligence, teamwork, and timing. During this period, the cubs also begin to explore their environment more boldly. They climb over termite mounds, test their jumping abilities, and stalk small insects or birds. These seemingly trivial activities are vital. They sharpen reflexes, build muscle coordination, and enhance their instincts. Every play session is a simulation of the challenges they will face in adulthood. A leap onto a sibling becomes practice for pouncing on prey. A mock fight teaches defense, strategy, and patience. In this way, the boundaries between play and survival blur. The social lessons within the pride are equally important. Cubs learn their place in the hierarchy, the importance of respect, and the subtle power dynamics between individuals. They understand the bond between mother and offspring, but also the shared responsibility of all females in raising the young. This cooperative structure increases survival rates and fosters loyalty, trust, and social intelligence. In these early months, a cub's character is formed courageous, cautious, playful, observant, and strategic. By 6 months, the cub's senses are finely tuned. They can detect the faintest rustle in the grass, recognize the scent of prey or predator, and interpret vocal cues from pride members. The cubs also begin to understand territory. They learn the borders of their home, the areas to avoid, and the places that are safe for resting and play. Every day, their understanding of the world deepens, and the cubs transition from vulnerability toward competence. As they grow, nutrition becomes critical. While mother's milk provides essential sustenance in the early months, the cubs gradually begin tasting meat. Lionesses bring back fresh kills from hunts, allowing the young lions to develop their predatory instincts. The cubs are hesitant at first, uncertain of how to tear into flesh, but their instinct gradually guides them. They experiment, observe, and learn the techniques necessary for consuming prey efficiently. The act of eating together also strengthens social bonds, teaching the cubs patience, restraint, and the order of priority within the pride. By the age of 1 year, the cubs are ready for more serious challenges. They begin following the lionesses on hunting trips, staying hidden and watching every movement. Though they rarely participate directly, the lessons they learn are invaluable. They understand that hunting is not merely physical strength. It is a delicate balance of stealth, timing, and coordination. One misstep could mean failure, starvation, or injury. Nature is relentless, and the young lions internalize the message that every action has consequences. Play among siblings continues to be central to development. Wrestling, chasing, and mock attacks are not just games, they are rehearsals for life and death situations. Muscle memory is built, reflexes sharpen, and instincts are honed. The cubs also learn emotional resilience. Losing a game, being outmatched, or facing minor injuries teaches patience, tolerance, and persistence. Life in the wild is harsh, but these experiences build the mental and physical fortitude necessary for adulthood. In addition to hunting and play, cubs begin practicing communication skills. They learn the subtle vocal cues: growls, mews, purrs, and roars, and understand how each sound conveys information. A growl warns intruders, a playful mew signals engagement with siblings, and a roar asserts dominance or communicates distance. Scent marking becomes a critical tool as well, teaching cubs about territorial boundaries and pride dynamics. These communication skills, often overlooked by humans, are essential for survival and social harmony in the wild. By 18 months, the cubs have grown considerably in size and strength. Their manes begin to develop in males, signaling the first signs of maturity and future dominance. The pride recognizes these young lions as emerging adults, and their roles begin to shift. Though still under the guidance of adults, the young lions are now active learners, ready to challenge, explore, and eventually take on responsibilities. Throughout this stage, the lessons for humans remain profound. The cubs' growth highlights the importance of observation, cooperation, patience, and learning from experience. Every skill acquired in early life is a preparation for survival. Likewise, humans are reminded that life is a series of lessons, some gentle, some harsh, designed to prepare us for challenges, responsibilities, and eventual accountability. Just as Allah has designed lions to thrive in their environment, He has placed humans in a world full of tests, guidance, and opportunities for growth, reflection, patience, and learning our paths to wisdom and success. We witness the lion cub's transition from vulnerability to competence, from dependence to awareness. The pride nurtures them, teaches them survival, and prepares them for the trials of life. The journey of growth and learning is rigorous, but it instills strength, intelligence, and character qualities that will define these lions for the rest of their lives. By the time a male lion reaches 2 to 3 years of age, his world begins to change. The pride, once a safe haven where he learned, played, and grew, now becomes a place of exclusion. Adult male lions, already established, view these young males as potential threats, challengers who may one day contest for dominance. The dominant male's instinct to protect his territory and maintain control forces the young lions into exile. This period is known as the nomadic phase, a critical stage that will test their survival skills, resilience, and courage. Alone, or sometimes in small coalitions with other exiled males, the young lion ventures into uncharted territories. Every day brings challenges, scarcity of prey, hostile rivals, unpredictable weather, and the constant threat of injury or death. Unlike the nurturing environment of the pride, the nomadic lion relies solely on his instincts and adaptability. Hunger becomes a persistent companion. Days may pass without a successful hunt, testing patience, ingenuity, and endurance. During this phase, learning becomes a matter of life or death. The young lion must develop strategies to hunt without the guidance of the pride. He observes patterns in the movements of herbivores, studies the weaknesses of potential prey, and learns to ambush silently. Success is rarely immediate. Early failures teach the value of caution and planning. Miscalculations can result in starvation, confrontation with stronger predators, or injury. In these harsh lessons, the nomadic lion discovers the unforgiving rules of nature. Strength alone is never enough. Intelligence, strategy, and timing are equally vital. Coalitions of young males form as temporary alliances. Together, they increase their chances of survival. They share hunts, defend one another against rival males, and sometimes practice cooperative tactics, laying the foundation for future attempts to challenge established kings. These bonds are fragile, based on mutual need rather than affection. Yet they teach a vital principle. Even the strongest individual must sometimes rely on collaboration to achieve survival and dominance. As the months pass, the lion's body strengthens, muscles harden, reflexes sharpen, and confidence grows. Every stolen kill, every successful hunt, every escape from danger reinforces his growing sense of self. Yet, alongside physical growth, the nomadic lion develops patience and observation skills. He learns the terrain, where to find water during the dry season, where prey hides, and which territories to avoid. These lessons, accumulated over time, prepare him for the ultimate challenge, reclaiming a pride and becoming a ruler. The nomadic phase is also a test of character. The young lion experiences loneliness, hunger, fear, and failure, all of which refine his temperament. He learns restraint, conserving energy for critical moments. He hones focus, understanding that distractions or impulsive actions can be fatal. He cultivates courage, not recklessness, and patience, not impatience. In the wild, the harshest trials often produce the strongest leaders. After 3 to 4 years of wandering, the lion may encounter an aging dominant male in a pride. This is the opportunity he has been preparing for. The older male, once powerful, may have lost agility, strength, or confidence. Observing from a distance, the young lion and his coalition plan strategically, watching patterns, analyzing weaknesses, and waiting for the perfect moment. Unlike the impulsive leaps of youth, these lions act with calculated precision. Survival, and the chance to claim power, now depends on timing, intelligence, and courage. When the confrontation occurs, it is brutal. Dust rises from the savannah as lions clash in a display of raw strength, agility, and willpower. Claws tear, jaws snap, and roars echo across the plains. Injuries are inevitable. Fatigue sets in. Yet every movement, every tactic, every instinct is a culmination of years of preparation. When the older male finally collapses, defeated, the young lion emerges as the new king, not merely because of physical might, but because of experience, strategy, and perseverance. This struggle for power mirrors a profound lesson for humans. Life, too, demands preparation, patience, and learning. Trials, hardships, and periods of isolation are not punishments but opportunities to strengthen one's character. Just as the nomadic lion relies on wisdom, observation, and strategic thinking to claim his place, humans are encouraged in Islam to approach challenges with knowledge, patience, and reliance on Allah. Life is transient, power is fleeting, and every individual will face moments that test their faith, resilience, and morality. The nomadic phase also reminds us of humility and dependence on Allah. Despite their strength, lions cannot escape the laws of nature. Success comes to those who are prepared, cautious, and patient. Similarly, humans must recognize that true power and guidance come from Allah, and no amount of worldly skill or wealth guarantees permanent control over circumstances. Each trial is an opportunity to grow, reflect, and seek guidance. Through observation of these majestic creatures, we are reminded that life is a journey of preparation, struggle, and growth. Strength alone does not ensure survival. Wisdom, patience, and moral integrity are equally essential. Just as the lion develops the skills, alliances, and resilience to claim his kingdom, humans are tasked with cultivating knowledge, virtue, and patience to navigate the tests of life. In conclusion, the nomadic phase of the lion's life is a powerful metaphor. It teaches us that preparation, perseverance, and strategic thinking are keys to overcoming challenges. It highlights the importance of learning from experience, valuing cooperation, and understanding timing. And above all, it offers a timeless reminder: despite our strengths, ultimate success lies in submission to the will of Allah, reflection on His guidance, and adherence to principles that ensure not only survival in this world, but salvation in the hereafter. Having successfully claimed a pride, the young lion ascends to a new chapter in his life: the rule of the pride. This is the pinnacle of his journey, the moment for which every struggle, every hunger pang, and every lesson in the nomadic phase has prepared him. Leadership in the animal kingdom is not merely symbolic. It is a combination of physical dominance, strategic awareness, and unwavering vigilance. The lion's reign will determine not only his own survival, but the future of his entire family. The first days of rule are tense. The pride watches carefully. Lionesses, who form the backbone of hunting and nurturing, test the young king's capabilities. Cubs are wary, still learning who this new authority figure is. Any misstep by the male could destabilize the pride. The king must assert his presence without unnecessarily risking lives. His roar, once a display of raw power in the nomadic phase, now carries authority and security. It announces his dominion, not just to rivals, but to every member of his territory. A lion's rule is measured by protection and provision. Lionesses continue to hunt, but the king must ensure that threats, other males, hyenas, or intruders do not harm the pride. Patrols across the territory become routine. Every ridge, every watering hole, every patch of tall grass is monitored. Encroachment is met with roaring warnings and, when necessary, fierce confrontations. The pride's survival is a direct reflection of his vigilance and strength. Fatherhood introduces another dimension to leadership. Cubs born under his reign are the living symbols of his legacy. The young lion watches over them, teaching indirectly through presence and protection. Though male lions are not involved in daily hunting, their role as guardians is indispensable. They ensure that the pride's future generations grow in a safe environment, shielded from the harshness of rival males. However, nature demands difficult decisions. Cubs served by the previous dominant male may be eliminated to ensure the continuity of the current king's lineage, While this may seem ruthless, in the wild, survival and genetic propagation often override sentiment. Observation of hunting is critical. Lionesses employ sophisticated tactics. Some stalk silently while others flank, ensuring that prey is cornered. The young king watches, learning the intricacies of strategy and teamwork. Although he rarely participates directly in these hunts, his understanding of the land, prey behavior, and predator dynamics is essential for maintaining dominance. Leadership is as much about knowledge as it is about strength. Social dynamics within the pride are complex. Respect is earned, not demanded. Lionesses, despite their nurturing role, are observant and discerning. They respond to confidence and competence rather than mere aggression. Cubs learn quickly who the protector is, whose roar ensures their safety, and whose guidance shapes their future. The young lion must balance authority with patience, for overexertion of power can lead to rebellion or vulnerability. As years pass, the lion's mane thickens and darkens, a visible testament to his power, experience, and status. This physical symbol is recognized not just by the pride, but by rival males observing from afar. The older and more imposing the mane, the greater the respect earned. However, the lion knows that outward displays are only part of leadership. Strategic thinking, alertness, and the ability to respond to threats define a king's true authority. This period also highlights the essence of responsibility. Every decision impacts the pride. A failed hunt, a missed territorial patrol, or an underestimation of rival males can result in injury, death, or displacement. Leadership is not static. It is an ongoing, dynamic process that demands continuous learning and adaptation. The king must remain vigilant even in times of apparent peace, for the savannah is unforgiving and challenges are ever present. Through these years, the lion demonstrates resilience, strength, and wisdom. Cubs grow into young adults, learning the same lessons of survival, patience, and strategy that their father exemplifies. Some males will eventually leave to seek their own territories, perpetuating the cycle of life and leadership. This natural progression ensures that the savannah remains balanced, with power continually tested and renewed. From the perspective of human reflection, the lion's leadership provides profound lessons. True authority is earned through vigilance, patience, knowledge, and compassion, not mere aggression. Responsibility is inseparable from power. The well-being of those under one's care must always remain a priority. In Islam, leadership and stewardship are sacred trusts. Just as the lion safeguards his pride, humans are accountable to Allah for their families, communities, and roles in society. Strength must be tempered with wisdom, and courage guided by morality. The cycle of pride leadership also underscores the transient nature of power. Today's king will one day face rivals, age, and eventual decline. Recognition of this truth encourages humility and reliance on Allah. Material or worldly power is temporary. What truly endures is the legacy of good character, protection of the weak, and adherence to divine guidance. The lion's reign teaches that dominance and authority are not solely for self-interest, but for the preservation and prosperity of the entire community. In conclusion, the rule of the pride encapsulates the lion's evolution from a vulnerable cub to a wise, powerful leader. It is a story of responsibility, vigilance, and strategic mastery, reflecting both the beauty and harshness of the natural world. Observing these majestic creatures, humans are reminded that strength alone does not guarantee success. Knowledge, patience, foresight, and moral integrity are indispensable. And ultimately, true guidance and protection come from Allah, who commands justice, balance, and stewardship in every realm. Through the lion's leadership, we learn the importance of accountability, care, and foresight. Every challenge in life is an opportunity to grow, to protect those entrusted to us, and to ensure our legacy reflects wisdom and virtue. Just as the king lion safeguards his pride, humans are reminded to safeguard their faith, family, and community, seeking Allah's guidance in every endeavor.